All right, what I'm about to show you is crazy, and I think cuts to the core of our illegal immigration problem. Look at this.
We are somebody, and we deserve full equality.
These are illegals. It's a large group of illegal immigrants protesting outside the White House. Now, if you don't think it's weird enough that illegals are protesting for benefits they're legally not entitled to, here's what I think is even weirder. No one was arrested, and the INS was there. Then there's today. Illegal immigrants testifying on Capitol Hill. Michelle Fields at yesterday's protest. Michael Cutler, retired INS agent, assessing both. Michael, you've been with the INS.
30 years.
Why not arrest them on the spot?
Well, obviously they were told not to.
Really?
They certainly have the authority. If you look at the Immigration Act, if you have reasonable suspicion, do you think you have reasonable suspicion when the
They're
people...
saying it.
Yeah. So this is flaunting it. It's like going by a police officer at 100 miles an hour in a school zone and flipping him the bird, and
They're
then the cop
flaunting it
can't do
outside
anything.
the home of the President of the United States.
Who obviously is also not only commander-in-chief of the armed forces, but of our federal agents. He could have said, get them out of here. Instead, he says he wants them here. He just spoke a couple of days ago, as they're trying to stop this crisis on the border that he wants to see continue, obviously. He said, hey, you know what? I'm going to think about taking out my pen and giving lawful status to millions of illegal aliens. Never mind that we can't interview them. Never mind there's no resources to do a proper investigation. No matter that last week was the 10th anniversary of the 9/11 Commission report, and the 9/11 Commission, to which I provided testimony, was very clear about the nexus between immigration and national security.
And our porous borders.
And by the way, you're talking about the Ebola virus? Do we even know who's coming in? It's not that they're undocumented, Neil. These are people who are uninspected. Would you get on an airplane with uninspected passengers?
Well, you know, Michelle, the thing that riles me about this is, look, we're all compassionate, but I mean, this is really flaunting it and throwing it right back in our faces. I mean, you're illegal. You shouldn't be here demanding rights from a president, authorities, and the bastion of our capital in broad daylight.
It's sending the wrong message. You have illegals who are in front of the White House with speakerphones talking about how they are illegals and are demanding rights and entitlements. And then on top of it, you also have illegals who are testifying in Congress. What this shows America and shows the entire world is that we are a country who does not follow their laws.
Now, these illegals testifying, these are largely the young people, some say kids, although you and I know they're not all kids. And Congress wanted to know how it is you got here and explain your journey. It was a very sympathetic audience. And I'm not saying some of these kids had serious hassles to deal with. I'm just wondering, they get a free airing. They're known illegals. Down this road yesterday, known illegals protesting outside the White House for rights they're not entitled to.
This is what caused the border crisis, is that people in Central America were hearing rumors that if you send your kids unaccompanied, they will get full protection, they won't be sent back.
So this has emboldened them. This is emboldened.
Yes, this is reinforcing that belief. Everyone in Honduras and Guatemala is looking at this.
I think there's something to what you say. And Mike, I'll pick this up with you. Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez said he blames the United States, saying it's a lack of clarity on the part of America's immigration laws. So folks back in his country are confused.
Well, lack of clarity about the policies. We have laws that are supposed to protect us. If you look at the immigration
No, I think he's BSing as much as our authorities
he is,
are BSing.
but
he's trying to put a nice face on illegals who shouldn't be here.
But let's go back to what my dad said. My dad used to teach me that I would teach people how they should treat me by demonstrating what I'm willing to accept. What has the United States said about what we're willing to accept? Now, let's remember why we have immigration laws, to keep out criminals, terrorists, aliens with dangerous communicable diseases. I know we're worried about the Ebola virus. These are folks who are uninspected. We don't know if they're criminals or fugitives or terrorists. It's about jobs for Americans.
Process to this. But so
Michelle, why do we have a legal process if we're going to ignore our own legal process?
Michelle, I'm the numbers guy here at Fox, and the numbers really don't support what's going on here. The numbers speak of legal Americans footing the bill for a lot of this illegal nonsense that we don't have a handle on. And the numbers guy in me says this is going to get to be an even costlier mess. And I don't know whether it's a case of being heartless, as people will say I am, or clueless, as I say Washington is.
Well, I don't think you're clueless. I think you're being rational. You have tens of thousands of young people who are here unaccompanied, and it's not as if this is free. This is costing taxpayers each day for each of these children up to $1,000. This is money that's just going to waste, and it's simply because we have an administration that won't clarify their position. They're making it seem as though they're perfectly okay with them coming.
Why don't we all go to protest the White House? The fact that they countenance protesters who are illegal outside the White House. This is silly.
But this isn't just wasting money. This is money that American kids need. You have 1 in 4 American children living below the poverty line. Why is it when you talk about the compassion angle that compassion never seems to apply to American children?
What about the kids in Chicago
Absolutely.
and Detroit? What about them?
And what about the gang members that are coming across?
Rahm Emanuel wants them.
And what about the gang members? The gang members coming across that border also, and the drugs.
I don't know, guys.
Look at the rate of heroin use.
We're in upside down worlds here. I'm just saying there's more. I mean, illegals protesting for rights that they're not entitled to. I don't know.
Well, but they've been told they're entitled.
What's next? Me opening up a Jack LaLanne?
But wait 1 second. Yeah. Didn't Obama tell them they're entitled?
Well, they're obviously provoked.
He's given that impression.
And the INS just let it go. I don't know, folks. Weird. We do have laws.
Thanks for covering it.
We do have laws. All right. Thanks, guys.